Hi, my name is Morgan Rauscher, and I sculpted this artwork out of recycled bicycle components and used a chainsaw so that you could sculpt things out of wood using video game controllers. I'm going to take you through a short video series of how I made this, and hope you enjoy. In this video, I'm going to show you how I put together the frame of the robotic arm using recycled bicycle components. Have a look around any major city and you'll find lots of bicycles. Bicycles are an essential component of student life, and so I had no problem finding lots of them around my university. Although they look quite similar, bicycles come in all kinds of designs, and they can be very useful for all kinds of projects. Of course, I was looking for the more run-down bicycles, and so I headed over to my local bicycle co-op to see what they had in store. I found out that they were more about repairing the bikes, and they didn't quite have the parts that I needed, so I headed out for a long drive to the countryside. Eventually I came across Stéphane Lapointe's bicycle salvage. I found everything from junk piles of bikes, used, refurbished, and rebuilt bikes, and just about every kind of bike you can imagine. Recycled bicycles are an amazing source of all kinds of parts, from bearings to gears to just raw bare metal. After a tour of the workshop and a long conversation about sustainability, which I'll probably publish in future videos, we both got to work. The first thing we did was to strip off all of the components of the bike and leave just the frame and the forks intact. After we were done, I ended up with a whole 11 bicycle frames ready to go to the shop. So I packed up the truck and I started the long drive home, where I thought about how easy it was to get quality metal components from recycled bicycles. Back in the studio, the first thing that I did was remove the forks from all of the frames. Eventually, these two components will make up the robotic arm. At the metal shop, I cut apart the frames using a hacksaw into the basic tubes that I needed to construct the robotic arm. Here you can see all of the core components of the arm that were extracted from recycled bicycle components. Lots of metal work was done to clean up the components after I'd broken them down from the frame. This included using this nifty tool called a pipe notcher, which grinds down the ends of pipes and forms notches. The notches that are generated, as you can see here, are very useful when you're connecting pipes together. Many hours were spent in the TIG welding booth, putting together the different components of the robot. In future videos, I'll be covering all those different components, including the universal joints that you see here. Holes were drilled into the main core steel tubing, and after many a shopping hour, I was able to pick up what I needed to fasten the arm together: the nuts and bolts. Here you can see the assembled core structure of the robot. And here you can see the robotic arm in operation. It was very exciting to see the robotic arm working for the first time. It was also just as exciting to know that the arm came together using recycled bicycle components. As you can see, it had a good-sized chainsaw for sculpting wood with. Next up in this series, find out how I built in the chainsaw. Get a look at how I designed the arcade game controllers, and learn about how I developed the universal joint for the robotic arm. I'll even talk about how I built the electronics and programmed the electronics for the robotic arm. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this video.